you are a guy, right? You are not accountable, you lack emotional intelligence, you want to attract a woman that has her own job.
Sorry, but I want you to know that it's not like for me, I see my life at a point and I'm like, it's not every time I'm emotionally intelligent.
The kind of men you will meet these days are actually men that are very weak. The only reason why we have independent ladies now is because the men outside now, they are very, 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 very weak.
Welcome to the Center Side podcast, where we have conversation around social issues, cultural issues, and everything in between. If you live in Lagos, you will understand this conversation we're about to have. And if you're single in Lagos, you can relate to the conversation we're about to have. And then if you're a single woman in Lagos, yeah, my name is Oga Peter. Let's have conversation around single life in Lagos, especially in Tinubu's Nigeria. I said I wasn't going to do that, but God help me. Now, I have very pretty, wonderful, amazing ladies with me to dissect this conversation. So, Amolade, you're welcome to the Center Side.
Thank you for having me.
Should I help you?
Yeah.
Oreolua.
Oreolua. Welcome to the Center Side.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we want to talk about single life in Lagos. Ordinarily, it sounded to me, or it always sounds to me like, oh, it's one of those chit-chatty conversations. Is it a big deal? Being single in Lagos, is it so much of a big deal?
It's like this. Actually, sometimes it can be, but it's not really a big deal. But at times, when you're around certain people, the kind of energy you get from them makes you question, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, am I doing something wrong? These guys are in a relationship. You are not in a relationship. There's something you're actually doing wrong. You start to like check yourself. But when you start to actually check yourself, you realize that it's not that deep. It's not that serious. You not just found the person for you. They found their own. I'm gonna do your thing, let me do my thing.
Yeah, well, you said when you're around certain people.
Yeah.
What certain people, and what do they do to make you feel that way?
You've not been around certain people that they just actually want to do.
They want to rub it.
Yeah, they want to rub it on your
but
face.
Why would you let people's doings or whatever, affect?
There's a certain level that they will do it to, that you start to feel, it seems like it should look very, very perfect to you. You think that, I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but can you help me out with this? I don't know how I'm going to explain it.
Do you think it's a big deal? Because she tends to think that it's not that much of a big deal. Do you think it's a big deal?
Okay, for me, I would say it is not a big deal actually, and it is a big deal because why I said that is because when we say single lifestyle, and we also say we'll forget the part where they say married, single, divorce. All of them have their name. All of them have their process. All of them has the stages and the experience you go through while you're in it.
Yeah.
So if you say it is not a big deal, then marriage is not a big deal. Divorce is not a big deal. Single parent, marriage is not a big deal. But if it's a big deal, everything has its own role to play.
But is it a problem to be single? I mean, you came to this life alone.
It is not a problem to be single.
So why is there so much who and hers and his and hers and so much drama around being? What's the problem with being single?
Okay, like I said, when you said what's the one, for me, to me, it's what is trending now actually. Like single lifestyle, that's what's trending. And this is our kind of generation we are in right now. Most of them are very young, and that's the generation we are putting more attention on. But there's actually no big deal being single.
But how is single life in Lagos? How does it work?
Single life in Lagos, it can be very stressful. It is stressful. It is actually very stressful.
It is stressful. That means a big deal.
Yes, like I said, it is a big deal.
But
because there are two sides to it. There are two sides to it. Is that a big deal?
How is it stressful, really? I'm very curious to know.
It's basically your experience.
Yeah.
It's basically your experience. You meet different people, you meet different guys, you have certain conversations with them. The whole process of talking stage, all of that, it can be stressful sometimes. It can be very, very.
Stage is fun.
When you get to a
It's not
particular
fun,
age,
no.
it's not fun actually.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that's
age. Because single life, maybe for a lady that is in her, let's say middle 20s, let's say early to like middle 20s and to 30s, and she's already going to 30 and talking stage can be very, very stressful. Like I'll have someone chatting me, hi.
Yeah, definitely.
And some people don't even know how to have conversations.
Yeah.
They're like, hi, what is hi? Hi, how are you? My name is this. And be ready to get a response
Follow up,
back.
yeah.
Follow up on that conversation.
Is it possible that they don't want to sound too formal or too, like, hi, my name is so thing? It feels like you're applying for something, like, too
No,
serious.
Yeah, I just
apply
feel
for
like
my
it's low
attention.
self-esteem.
You know, even apply
It's
for
low
my attention
self-esteem.
and you will get it if you're doing it the right way. That's just it.
But don't we all want the same thing?
I don't think so.
We don't?
How do we don't? I
I
don't
mean, in
think.
terms of, for example, when you talk about single life, well, we're using Lagos because, again, we're in Lagos. But when you talk about single life, doesn't it have, like, the same significance for both males and females? Like, because I imagine that it speaks to wanting companionship, right?
Definitely.
So, men and women, do they not all want the same thing in terms of companionship? How do women see it that it is different? Because it feels like there's this sentiment. I've heard people have conversations around that, and it feels like when women talk about being single in Lagos, it feels like they are looking for someone with whom they would share their responsibilities. Yeah, that's what we hear. Like they find who they go be. They go find who will help them with their life.
No, I feel like that is what is happening in Lagos right now.
Mm-hmm.
Dating in Lagos seems to be very transactional right now. But that does not mean that is how it's supposed to be, or that is how it is. I feel like it's just like she said, that's just what is trending.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'll use myself as an example.
Mm-hmm.
If I find someone I like right now, if I find somebody attractive, the whole idea is not for me to actually be with, or for me to put some of my bills or responsibility. No, it's for companionship, it's for partnership. Not that I really want to take from you. Even if I'm going to take from you, I also have something I'm going to give you.
Yeah.
I believe in value. If you are going, girls of now, I don't want to use girls of nowadays,
Yeah.
but how we see things these days, it seems as though girls do not have anything to really give these people,
Yeah.
right? Rather than I'm just a girl. They feel like it's something they're entitled to.
Thank you.
And it shouldn't really be like that to an extent. If we are going to be honest, it's not supposed to be like that.
I like that you want to be honest, because we try to be honest, and that's because some people need some kind of narrative needs to be corrected, right? You had this conversation around what does she bring to the table.
I am the table.
I actually don't like that.
So
question.
are you the table?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Honestly, let me
Because
start.
are you the table just because you're a woman? Like what makes you the table as a woman? Now, of course, I don't imagine. So when I see things like that, I ask myself, do people really ask that question verbatim like that? Like, does a man really ask a woman, what do you bring to the table? Like that?
Yes, they do that, especially when the relationship is like as if you're going into a contract relationship. He has already set his mindset of okay, or maybe past experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was listening to something and I say, don't be with someone that is already dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Some people have this dysfunctional mentality that is like, okay, I am doing this, you to have to do this.
Yeah.
Some people they just have this way of just opening up and they're ready to give, they don't even expect anything in return.
Mm-hmm.
So when you try and work on that mentality, the way one thinks that okay, everything is not tit for tat, give me, I give you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work like that. Relationship is two people coming together, getting to know each other, understand themselves, and see where they can take things to another level or leave it at that. It's not a do or die affair. So that's what it's just your understanding about where you are going into it in the first place.
It sounds so simple the way you're saying it, but the reality on ground suggests otherwise. Because it feels like everybody is out to get each other. It feels like anywhere you turn online now, somebody is saying something to ladies and another person is saying something to men. You will hear, dear queen, if he doesn't do ABC, XYZ, then he's not. Dear king, if she doesn't mean, because social media runs our lives, really.
Okay, like me, I would say for exposure, we are so exposed to so many things, and for a person, when you say single life, single stage or single life is where you get to know yourself and you get to grow and you get to know the kind of person you are or how you can handle things. So you being single, when you're now going to a relationship with a particular mentality, the question is, what have you been doing while you were single?
God bless you.
Have you done the work? Have you, like, a friend of mine asked me, okay, you say you want to get married, what books have you read in marriage? Like, what books have you read about marriage? What have you done to say, okay, yes, I am ready for this? Fine, you cannot be fully ready for marriage because you don't know what is coming, but you are ready to, like you say, we are running a race. So you have already exercised yourself enough during your single state to run that particular marriage race or the relationship race. So that is all about utilizing your single life.
But that's the ideal situation. In Lagos, everybody thinks, I read this book, nearly all men in Lagos are mad. And then there's a counter that said, who drove all the men in Lagos mad? So it feels like it's a both situation. The women are saying their own thing on one hand to say that the men are the problem. There are no serious men in Lagos. Have you heard things like that?
Yeah.
There are no serious men in Lagos. And then the men are saying, oh, all the girls in Lagos are hustlers. They are looking for somebody. So who is the problem like this? What are your challenges? Like, what are the challenges of being single?
I think the problem is just mentality. The kind of mindset men have. From my own experience, I've got to realize that a lot of men actually want a wife, but they are not ready to be husbands. And in the society we actually live in right now, especially in this Lagos, most women will not give you that wifey material energy you are expecting if you are not willing to be a husband.
But many women give. But I understand where you're coming from. Many women do give that. And I think it's because of that most men don't even care about that. Because it feels like men are holding back, women are holding back. Everybody is looking for the other person to give more or do better. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from here, because a man feels like all a woman needs from him, that's it, like you said, mentality, right? All these Lagos women are looking for is somebody who has money, who they can, leech on. And then there's also this narrative that if you are broke, you don't deserve love. Have you heard it before?
Yes, I have.
Yes, I've heard.
So does it not now mean that some people are hanging their standards and expectations?
But do you also believe that you attract who you are? Yeah. For those guys that complain that it looks like women just want to take from them. Truly, I agree that dating right now is a little bit transactional.
And it's expensive.
But it depends on you too. I say you attract who you are. If you are the kind of person that you need to check yourself, like I always tell my friends, I cannot be with a man that is not self-aware. I can't be with a man that has not sat down to actually ask himself, who am I? Do you understand? You need to ask yourself and get to know yourself.
But aren't you all pencils in the hands of the creator?
All of that one is just...
It just by the way.
It does not really matter. The cocoa of the thing is that you need to sit down, not even as a man, as a human being, you need to sit down and ask yourself, just like she said, while you are single, ask yourself certain questions like, who am I? Discover yourself, find yourself, because you can't say that you want this, you want a woman that is emotionally available, you want a woman that is responsible, you want a woman that is this, a woman that is that, and you are the opposite.
Yeah, but this sounds all nice and academic and textbook and all. The reality on ground. I'm really very much interested in the reality on ground. How does it work? Do women, like single women, find it more difficult or challenging than men?
Yes, we do actually. Because I am a woman, so I would say yes. So I can't say I don't know how men go through.
Yeah. So what are the like?
Being a single lady, you tend to like have this survival mode activated. Maybe just for me, because you're ready to go out. Especially living in Lagos, because it's as if you are chasing something, and time is not on our side in this Lagos. So I don't even have the time to sit on my phone and just start chatting. The little time I have, I just want to sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe I would just say, I just want to sleep, I just want to be on my own, I just want to relax, enjoy the little time I have, because is that traffic in Lagos? You are saying is that traffic has taken your time, walk again especially. But if you look at it in another detail, like she said, it is just Lagos and the mentality that's given so many of us.
But if you're going through all that as a single person, wouldn't it be double or even more tasking if you are now in a serious relationship? You have to beat traffic to go and meet somebody or to go and hang out with someone.
That is when you get used to a particular lifestyle. Like, I don't know if you notice this trend that happened previously when almost all the guys were dating ladies that were not in Nigeria or living in Lagos.
Yeah.
Like, almost all the guys were getting married. Someone was getting married for someone out of another country. And those ladies, when you have conversations with them, you get to realize two of you might be doing the same thing, but you are seeing it from different angles. She's like, wait, why would you wake up this particular? Like, when do you tend to like process and recess and go through your life and have things in order? And you're like, I'm just always on the go and all that. The way both people tend to see things will be very different. So, like she said, you should know yourself and know the kind of person, what you want to attract to yourself, and try not to make it too transactional.
Well, is there a way to not make it transactional, really? Because if the other person, if you already have what you're looking for in someone else, why do you need someone else?
In that sense, a man should not be alone.
But it says a man.
I wouldn't even follow scripture right now. Because I used to tell myself before that I don't think I need a man. I used to tell myself that.
Okay.
But then again, I got to realize that actually men need women. Women also need men. Because, and again, I ask myself a lot of questions.
But
Because I reflect a lot.
why do you need a man?
But I want you to know something. It says
Okay.
something in the Bible. When that context, man, it
Yeah, it's
also
not good
means
for a
it's
man
not
to
just
be alone.
only man it's
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. It's both man and woman. So it's not just
So that,
for a man.
well, that's true. But what?
Before
why
you are
do-
a man
Yeah.
or you are a woman, you are human.
So it's not good for a human to be alone.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
So, but why? Since I'm talking to women, I'm curious. Why does a woman need a man in the modern 21st century?
A woman needs a man, and a man also needs a woman.
Yeah. So let's
Let
hear
me-
why a woman needs a man.
Now, how am I going to put this? Let's not go that route.
Okay.
Let me take it this way,
Okay.
right? When you are dating,
Yeah.
what's the purpose? Because I believe in dating for a purpose. I don't believe in dating for fun or dating casually.
Yeah.
Dates for a purpose, right? And at the end of the day, if you are in a particular relationship, maybe your end goal for that particular relationship is for you guys to get married.
Okay. But if I give you in this example where a lady says, okay, tells her husband, I want to travel somewhere, and the husband is like, don't go.
Yeah.
Does it mean the woman, and the woman does not go? Does it mean she has submitted?
I mean, if he has an excuse or he has a reason,
Even though he has a don't go, I don't want you to go because of this and this and this,
Yeah.
and the woman doesn't go, does it mean she has submitted to him?
no.
So, but again, can you?
But if
it's-
sorry, but
Yeah.
if she has the money to go and the man says don't go and she
doesn't go.
doesn't go, that is her submitting.
Yeah, that's it.
So nobody is removing any value of who you are because you are called to submit. That is what you are called to. And for me, I want to understand one thing. When I said people's word don't define how I live. The only thing that defines how I live is the word of God, because it never fails. It is what it is from yesterday, today, and forever. Many other people can say otherwise, but that is for me. So when the word says a woman should submit, it says that because women already go through a lot on their own. Like on our own, we have a lot of things we are going through. We are not just submitting to our husband, we are submitting to our children. Because for women, they have to drop a lot of things, change their body.
Yeah.
Like, as single as I am now, I've seen many women, like my friends, now giving birth, and I'm like, wait, is this how I'm going to look like? Oh my God, I need to be the gym. Like, I am worried for myself already, and I'm not there yet.
But
That
do you know,
submission
but do you,
I'm already having to go
but do
through
you
already.
know? See, let's now
And for men,
let's remove
love your wife as Christ loved the church.
let's
Drop
remove
everything down.
let's remove religious belief right now,
Okay.
and let's be realistic.
Okay. Okay. So,
Let's face it
But you know
as it
the
is.
physical also controls.
But wait,
Spiritual also controls the physical.
let's be logical right now.
Okay.
Right, let's be logical.
Okay.
Let's leave the whole spiritual aspect apart.
Okay.
So
I
this
will
thing,
pick it up later.
yeah, this thing
Okay.
is. I feel like this thing
Okay.
is not a competition.
It has never been.
Yeah, no, it sounded like a competition
No.
to me, because it's like me. I have this belief. I'm a woman too, right?
Okay.
The same way we go through things, that's the same way men also go through things.
Yeah.
Right. So it is wrong for you to think as a lady that oh, because I'm going through this, I'm going through that. He's also going through his own thing too.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So in as much as you want him to pay attention to whatever it is you are going through because you are a woman, he also has his own struggles, and you want him to be there for you. You also have to be there for him too.
Definitely.
But the problem we have now is women expect so much. You just want to be a princess. Okay, you just want to be a princess. You are not paying attention to you expect your partner to pay so much attention to you that you pay little or no attention to him and how he feels.
Okay.
And for men, it actually hurts them. They might not say it because they've been told to be strong. They've been told not to show emotion.
Okay.
For women, we are very, very expressive and we show our emotions. But for men, it's not easy for them to show them. It's not easy for them to actually show their emotions. And sometimes the fact that they are not vulnerable and they don't show their emotions, it also affects us. Because I believe in one thing: you cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't pour from an empty cup. If he is not good mentally, how does he want to treat you right? How does he want to make you happy? How does he want to make you comfortable? So in as much as your own emotion is valid, his is also valid. If you are going through it, you expect him to pause and say, oh baby, what's wrong with you? Do you need me to be? You too, if you see that something is off, pay attention to your partner. Don't just expect men to do the old, oh, I want to understand my partner. Understand him too. You should be able to know that something is off. Like, oh, I think something is wrong with him. Take for instance, of recent, it's not like I'm dating this person, but I visited him, right? And I saw his apartment and I'm like, no, something is wrong with him. It's because I've paid so much attention to this person that I can tell that something is wrong with you. And in as much as I was even mad at this person, I felt like, I need to be there for this person because he's going through something. Then when we clear that, then we can now, because I still feel much more better than you do, at least. So let me pay attention to you right now and ask you, do you need help? What's wrong? Blah blah blah. This is that. Let's find a solution to these things, rather than for me to just say,
he's a man. He should sort himself out.
He should figure it out himself. I feel like that is selfish. You also need to be there for him.
Do you think that's the reason? Yeah, sorry. Do you think that's the reason why men don't care about whether they are single or not? Like they feel like they don't have anything they gain from it anyway, because it feels like they're expected to do a lot, and they can't see. They are not seeing that there's anything they're going to get in return.
I feel like the most when I mean masculine men, I mean I don't mean the toxic kind of masculinity, right? I feel like the problem, the issue they have with we women of this time is that they don't feel seen. We don't make them feel seen, right? And it actually affects them, and they feel like if I have to do so much for you, if I have to provide, if I have to protect, if I have to profess and do all of these things, what do I also get in return? What do I also get? Then that will now go back to the old, what do you bring to the table? Them asking you that question, what do you actually bring to the table?
Do you think
and you have a woman and you have it's a valid question, but for me, to an extent, I don't like somebody asking me that kind of question. And it kind of like pisses me off when a guy asks a girl or a woman that question and you answer, I am the table.
But I don't know the table. But
if you ask me that question, what I will tell you is I know what is expected of me as a woman.
Okay, should I ask you so you will tell me?
I just told you. I know what is expected of me.
But you know, but he wants to know.
I understand what she's trying to say.
What do you expect from a woman?
I understand what she's trying to say.
So the question will fall back. So what do you expect from a woman?
Everybody has high expectations for themselves, definitely.
But you have to be realistic with your expectations. Do you know that, right?
Yes. Because now we have just said so many things. Like you have said so many things in different ways. But for me, one thing I picked out of everything you said and I want to resonate with is, no matter how much you want to look at it, men are more stronger, or how we like it, women, I don't want to say weaker vessel, but no matter what, we just claim that we are strong, but men can carry so many things that women cannot. We are stronger physically.
These days we have independent ladies.
A lot of women.
You get it. So it's part of the transactional
thing. The only reason why we have independent ladies now is because the men outside now. This topic is dating in Lagos. I have a lot to say. I'm not going to lie. The kind of men you will meet these days are actually men that are very weak.
Okay.
You just feel like I mean, this guy,
In what way? Do we not encourage men to be vulnerable? Should they be
yes.
vulnerable? Should they not be?
See, the most masculine men I've ever met in my life are actually men that are vulnerable. They
Oh,
can be vulnerable, but you know one thing about them, they can control their emotion. They won't take disrespect from you.
so who
Okay.
is a weak man?
A weak man is a man that does not know himself but has high expectation.
Mm.
You don't know yourself, but you let me give you an example, right? You are a guy,
Yeah.
right? You are not accountable, you lack emotional
Mm.
intelligence, all of that. And then again, you want to attract a woman that has her own job. She's emotionally intelligent. She's how am I going to
Sorry, but I want you to know that it's not like for me. I see my life at a point, and I'm
mm-hmm.
like, it's not every time I'm emotionally intelligent. Sometimes I can just
Yes,
lose
sir.
it
Yeah.
for a guy because to me, I feel we have these high expectations, like you said, and when we are single, you're not even looking in marriage is a different thing entirely because
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is singleness is taking you through either through Lagos or any state,
Yeah.
you have to be careful about your mental the way you process things. If not, you would bleed on what did not even wound you
Mm.
in the first place because you already have this mentality of you want to test this, test this, test this. You have gone through someone that is strong, you have gone to someone that is weak, you have
Mm.
gone to someone that, and that is why it still boils down to sorry, let me pick that spiritual part that we put
Okay, bring
aside
it back. Yeah.
because
Bring it back.
that is the only thing that can guide you.
Yeah.
It says guard your heart, guard your thoughts. So when you want to test from so many things, some people get away with it though, and they have amazing
Yeah.
lives
Yeah.
after it.
Yeah.
But when you test from so many things, your taste board said it is you want the
So you confuse
unexpected,
your
like you
taste buds.
confuse so many things that
Mm.
you are expecting much from someone that does not even have much to give. There are some because we can have this conversation because we are privileged, we have gone
Mm.
to school, we're educated. So what will you say of people that they are not educated and it's not their fault because they don't even have they have tried, they are not as intelligent. What would you not expect from them? There will be someone that will still love them. They will
Yeah.
still go through their single process. And single life in Lagos, for me, oh, my own take, I'm single and I'm living in Lagos, and I will tell myself, oh, my just try and have something that guides you.
Mm.
Most times I fall out of it. I've been in situationships, I've been in
So
relationships, bad one, good one, sorry, but
mm-hmm.
I try to tell myself I want to put my mental health in check. I don't want to be dysfunctional because I don't want to enter into what I've been anticipating for being because every single person looks towards marriage. No matter that's why it's a single phase. You
Yeah,
want
true.
to get married.
Yeah.
Unless you say, oh, you want to be a baby mama, and that is your own cross. Carry it,
Yeah.
carry it well, and it's a
Mm.
cross and it's heavy.
Mm-hmm,
Jesus said, do not
mm-hmm.
carry his cross. But you are a single person living in Lagos.
Yeah.
Try and remove that mentality from your head and tell yourself, okay, I want to bring the good things in because Lagos has a way of making someone dysfunctional on its own.
Yeah, that's true. But is it true? Because you said the men outside now are weak men. Is it true that women prefer bad boys? Because they project this strong masculine energy that you're talking about, that the nice guys are the weak people.
No, the nice guys are not the weak people.
Yeah, because it feels like that's the prevailing narrative now, that nice guys finish last. Have you heard something like
No,
that?
I've never.
You haven't.
Nice guys finish. Why?
Finish
Because
last. That they are taking women take
taking
advantage of
for
guys who are nice.
trust me, those guys will meet someone that would love them and appreciate them for who they are. It might just take time. That's why single is a single process, a single phase. That phase you are going through, you will find the right person.
It's just that it seems like it takes a lot of time for that to happen.
Nothing good comes easy. Because if you rush into marriage, you rush out of it. If you rush into something feeling you know it all, you will come out wanting to learn, and it's already too late. Because marriage, I heard, it's like a prison, and it's a beautiful one for some people. But if you are just locked in with one person and one person for the rest of your life, so everything counts. So whatever you do in your single phase will definitely reflect, especially on the children you're now about to bring into this life and the way you nurture them, how you react with little things just because you have been with someone that is dysfunctional and the person has messed with your understanding. You now find yourself finding it hard to forgive, finding it hard to have simple conversations. You're now even more defensive and it's like, babe, calm down. Life is not that hard. And you're like, you don't even understand, and you're like, calm down.
So do you mean now you have rules or principles that actually guides you?
Yes, that's the word of God.
Okay. It's the word of God.
Yes, the one you kept aside.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Because for me, yeah, like I said, I'm not a religious person. Right. I'm not.
You're a Christian.
Let me just say I'm a free thinker.
Living in Lagos.
So what
Yeah.
do you usually think about?
What kind of question is that?
For this part of the conversation today, where we're talking about single life in Lagos, especially in the Nigeria of today, I want to ask both of you as we wrap up, because this is a very massive conversation. We can spend the whole day, and I'm enjoying it so far. But I want to ask you, what do you think about feminism?
Okay.
That's a very very big question. I feel like right now, feminism is no longer feminism. Feminism is now about gender roles. If you are going to relate it to today's topic, it's now about gender roles. It's now about the way we have it back in the day, that they will say, oh, a woman should be the one to do this, a woman should be the one to clean the house, blah 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 blah. Feminism now is about gender roles, and I feel like it does not really make sense. If you, like I said earlier, I said before you are a man or before you are a woman, you are first human, and you have to respect humans, if you mean.
So do you think men and women are equal?
Men and women, we can't be, let's be honest, we can't be equal.
So we're not equal.
We can't be equal because, I mean, we have our strengths and weaknesses. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So we need to be realistic. There are certain things that we women can do better than men, and there are certain things that men can do better than women. So it's not, like I said, it's not a competition of is we women. It's not a competition. Men have things they can do better than women. Women have things they can do better than men. You just need to have that understanding.
I like that.
So let me now close it. Let me support my fellow woman. She actually said it outrightly. So everybody has their strengths and what they can do and what they cannot do. And women also looking out for women. But we are now in the generation whereby, or a time whereby everybody is out for themselves and trying to pull one person down, do their better. Or you see a man look at you and you're like, because you're a lady, they can't give you a particular role and all that. Or a woman saying, no, a woman cannot do this and all that. But it still boils down to, we still have to look out for ourselves, because if we don't, who will?
Yeah.
So that's just it. We just have to look out for ourselves. Shouldn't be selfish.
Hey, that's most fun.
Yeah, because my head is full. Yeah, I've heard a lot. And I appreciate you guys for bringing all these things, because again, we have these kinds of conversation, but I mostly have it around guys, and then there's so much that they say about all the questions I've asked. You know, relationship being transactional, women asking a lot of men, and they don't know what they can gain from women, so they rather not bother themselves.
That's another thing that I've experienced. I feel like the worst set of guys, I'm so sorry, I'm a girl, so definitely I'm straight. So definitely I've been meeting guys.
I like that. Yes.
So from my own experience, I think that guys from dysfunctional homes, it's very 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 hard to love those kind of guys. It's hard for you. It's hard for them to actually see and understand genuine love. It's very very hard. You find yourself in fact, if you're not careful, you might actually lose yourself, because you are trying to show this person how much you love this person and how much you care about this person, and they cannot recognize it. And it can be annoying sometimes, because I mean, you are trying so much, you are trying so hard. As much as you care about yourself, you're also caring for someone else, and the person does not even appreciate what you are doing,
and it will do something to you also.
It will actually break you, and you can actually lose yourself,
and then
it's
the next person.
and it's even worse. For me now, it has affected me in some ways, that I've now told myself that, you know what, I really need to relax, because I started to snap. I said any small thing I get, like it triggered. Even till now, I still have anxiety issues. I mean, I have anxiety issues, but it triggered my anxiety, because I felt like it's becoming. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's
But
becoming.
do you
I'm like,
think
it's
that-
becoming too much. You know
Yeah.
what? It's okay. If you don't see it, I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to, because I'm a believer of, if they do not see your value, what are you doing there? Pack your bags and leave.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good place.
And another thing again is when we have society checklists, especially being single, and you have to run with a particular timing. Say, oh, if I am at 20, if I'm 23, I've not
There's a
achieved this.
timetable.
When I'm 30, I'm not married yet. We're trying to run with
Pressure.
that society checklist,
And there's
and
this
pressure
stigma,
too is on its
yeah.
own. So there's this stigma and there's this pressure you put on yourself, and you're like, oh, I must do this before this particular time. And funny enough, I made a research and I found out that when they say retirement age, I think they say 60 something.
Yeah, 60.
There was a
Is
particular
it 60 or 65?
they have extended it now, actually.
Yeah.
And but I want you to know that there was a particular year when they made that notion. So what happened before that year? They had something else they were running with. So I want, like, especially single people living in Lagos, because Lagos, we are running time, as in we walk with time, and we're running so fast, faster than we can even move. And this generation, things are changing so much that we find young people, especially people that are single, trying to mix up and do that society checklist. Oh, by this particular check what is not. Just try and
we really need to pace ourselves.
We should need to calm down first and say, okay, this is my single life. How do I want it to look like? How do I want it to project me?
Okay. So here's the camera, yeah? 2 sentences. What would you advise single people? That's your camera.
Single people.
Yeah.
What I want to advise single people, and also myself, because I'm saying I'm talking to myself too, is we should just try to calm down. Nobody's chasing us. Let us enjoy singleness. You might not like it, but it's already there. Just enjoy the process. And for me, put God in every step of the way, because He's the only one that can. That you cannot figure it out on your own. Because marriage is a whole ball game on its own. So you just have to just.
Thank you. I hope you not say remove, but.
No. No, like she said, right? If I'm going to say it like she said, what was the first thing you said again?
Calm down.
You said we should calm down, and I agree with that. But if I'm going to add something else to it, I would say you need to find yourself, and you need to know your deal breakers and you need to know your deal breakers and your non-negotiables. Do you understand? Have principles that, okay, you know what, these are things that I don't want to take. For instance, me, for one of my deal breakers, manipulation. I've told myself, because that's one of the things that can actually trigger me to be who I do not want to be. So I have set that down. If I see that red flag and I see that you look like somebody that can be very, very manipulative, I would stay away from you.
But sorry, I want to say something. But you know, you have to be broken to a certain level not to have that trigger again. Because it has to work if you want to not experience it in a marriage you're going into for a lifetime.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Yes, because from what you said you have to be broken, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you are broken, you still need to fix yourself. And if you fix yourself, you need to tell yourself, and you need to put yourself in such a situation that what actually happened to you before does not repeat itself. So by so doing, you actually have to set boundaries. And now that might actually include the kind of people you let into your life. Right? So now for me, like, I don't want somebody that is very manipulative, right? Because I know that's a trigger for me. So that's what I'm basically trying to say. Because I mean, I've done that work. I've sat down. I've done the whole reflection. I've seen that, okay, I can't do well with things like this. I can't do well with things like, because when it comes to dating again, let's be honest, we need to be strategic.
Interesting.
No. We need to be. You guys need to align. Your values need to align. See, sometimes people just date based on, I like this person. This person likes me. Compatibility matters.
Yes,
it does.
true.
Compatibility matters.
Anyway, that's a whole aspect. Thank you very much. I don't think I need to say a lot more, right? But my takeaway is everybody should calm down. And then know yourself. If you know yourself well enough, then you will know what you want and what you don't want. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Definitely.
And then, of course, while you're being spiritual and religious, also inculcate logic into it. That's what they're saying, right? We're going to have that conversation another time. Thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
No, okay.
I'll process all these things. Anyway, what do you think about the conversations we just had? If you live in Lagos, you can relate. If you don't live in Lagos, I'm sure there's an experience wherever you're living. Put that in the comment section. Name is Oga Peter. I gotta go. Bye bye.